Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new series on our channel. This is a Bloodborne walkthrough. Basically what's gonna happen is that I'm going to go through Bloodborne, different areas in Bloodborne, and basically give you tips and show you what you can get out of all the areas and general information about the area, lore wise and everything. So of course we're going to start off with Yharnam, and basically through this episode what we're going to be looking at is the entire Yharnam area, the two bosses that are here, the Cleric Beast and Father Gascoigne, or Father Guacamole as a lot of people call him for some reason. We're going to go through all items you can find, everything lore wise. And including that, we're also going to have a little peek at the Hunter stream, just giving some basic lore and information. And basically I'm going to have this about all the big areas. If there are small areas that kind of goes together with a specific area, I'm just going to put them there, but I'm of course tell it in the beginning of it so you know. So first of all, we got to make ourselves the contract, because we got to make ourselves a blood contract to get a healing from the blood of the beasts. And we're going to get old Yharnam blood to heal ourselves. Now, being the badass I am, I'm just gonna call myself It's Sid, and then just add the from tutorial. No, you know what? What walks? Let's do that, because I already have one called It's Sid, and I don't want them to crash. Right here, you can do exactly what you want, because I'm a bad boy. Who doesn't have no idea what to do with life. I'm going to start off with I think I'm just gonna go with military veteran. Appearance wise, I already have some favorites. We're gonna go with him for now. There you go. That's our man. Now, as soon as you start, there will be another clip. During clips, I will be dead silent. You also got to get used to long loading screens. These are like Bloodborne in a nutshell, just long loading screens. So prepare yourself for that. Now that we've finished the contract, he'll have more to say, and we're going to experience with stuff.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
You found yourself a hunter.
Now, If you don't understand what happened during that cutscene, I don't blame you. It's pretty confusing. Basically, he gives you the blood, and you have a dream-ish. And during the dream, you see a werewolf come up here. That's basically the sign of the beast disease. And when it's burned, it's kind of a sign of the disease is gone. And then the little messy guy weirdos come up and crawling over at you, and that's just kind of a sign that you've joined the Hunter Street. Now the only thing you really have to think about for now in this room is this letter, which is handwritten scroll, seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. So pale bloods are basically well, it's a type of blood. Anyway, we're not going to go so deep on that for now. This door will close as soon as you teleport or die or whatever. In this room there will be a lantern later on, and in this room we're coming into right now we're gonna have a little pleasant surprise. Because there's a werewolf. Now, this werewolf is kind of just meant to kill you, just to give you an idea of, to give you some lore, basically. Now, I like to be a badass and kill the werewolf. And basically what you could do then is first of all, you can stunlock him by using the R1 button. But if you're a badass, you can backstab him if you're able to dodge his attacks. You dodge with circle, and you lock on with him with R3. So, there's no reason to sneak up, because no matter what you do, he will realize you're existing. So, and he grabbed me instantly. I'm probably dead. And I'm dead, okay. But that doesn't matter, you don't have to kill him. I kind of messed up right there because I got grabbed in the beginning. Basically, you can go out back, hold R2, back, punch him in the butt, and then repulse him by going up in his eyes and clicking R1, okay? Now, it doesn't matter if you die or not, there is literally no difference. The only difference is, next time you go out of this place, you're gonna get him killed pretty easily. So now we're in the Hunter's Dream, which is basically what we joined when we got the blood, when we signed the contract and became a hunter. The doll you use here will be in use later. This is the graves you use for teleportation. So should you teleport, for example, when we go back, we gotta go here. This is mainly Yharnam locations. This one is kind of other stuff. This is very far away stuff and messed up stuff, and this is nightmare areas, basically. So we got a headstone. Oh no, they're not. Okay. Anyways, you unlock more areas as the game come, of course. What else do we have? These are chalice dungeons, basically optional stuff you can go to farm stuff and fight some extra bosses if you like them. Kind of a labyrinth-ish thing, even though they're not really that hard labyrinths. Right here are a bunch of information should you know stuff. If you're confused, these guys will tell you some stuff. First of all, we might as well just receive the gifts that are right here. Again, this doll will be useful later. These guys will are basically your fan base, and they're very nice. It's called messengers. They'll give you a weapon. As you can see, there are 3 different weapons right here, and I'm going to tell you some information. The Soul Cleaver is basically a fast-paced weapon, mainly for if you're really a fan of using a rifle because you get a gun as well on the other side. This one's pretty nice because you can always use the gun while at it. The hunter's axe is slightly stronger than this one. The demand mainly is you have to have some strength, higher. Nah, what am I talking about? Basically, it has better range when you two-hand it. You can't two-hand it. You don't two-hand this one, but it has more range. It's slightly stronger, and it's pretty more badass. So if you're more in for the strength and slower attacks but more powerful attacks, this is your guy. And then we have the threaded cane, which is basically if you're a badass, you take it. If don't. So what you do with this one is basically by upgrading it, it scales higher. Let's see if I can show you. Where's the? No, where is it? Where's the help? Anyway, basically, you see the strength, like the bicep arm thing? That basically stands E. That means it has E scaling, and it won't scale too high. Now, this hand is dexterity and not strength, and as you see, it has C, which means it scales decently. And it will slightly increase the more you upgrade it. It also has arcane or D, all of them, which means you can also strengthen them by upgrading arcane. So yeah, what you're also gonna do if you're a fast guy, you go for Saw Cleaver. If you're more on the range and you don't mind having to use that little extra millisecond on your attacks, the Hunter Axe is your guy. And the Threaded Cane is basically if you want to make everything hell for yourself, you take that one. It's pretty badass though. Personally, I'm gonna go for the Hunter Axe. And I'm gonna switch over to a different weapon later, basically. Then we have the guns. Oh. There's only two guns to offer. You have the Hunter Pistol and the Hunter Blunderbuss. Both of these do blood damage, and that is what every single gun will do. So the Hunter Pistol is basically the pistol you want if you want your pistol to be a damaging pistol. Basically, you can hit people and it does a little damage. While the Hunter's Blunderbuss is more of a weapon you use when you want to parry. And that's why I'm going to choose the Blunderbuss, because I love parrying. Basically, the parry timings are different with both. This one uses a slightly more time to fire, while this one fires instantly. And the way it attacks. This might do less damage, but it works, okay? We go with the Hunter's Blunderbuss. Right here you will get a notebook. If you play online, you basically can leave messages on the floor for others to read. I'm playing offline because I don't want random invasions and stuff to just annoy the shit out of me. Right here's the shop right now. The more saw badges and other stuff you get, the more messengers will end up in this bath, in a nutshell. What else is there to show? This is for the DLC, so you don't need to worry about this if you're not gonna play the DLC. I will do walkthroughs of all the areas in the DLC as well in the future, but anyways, you can just ignore those for now. And this is an insight bath. You won't get access to this one until you get insight. And insight is basically, if you look at the top right corner, there are two signs. The one on the top looks like a man who's hanging upside down. Those are the counters of blood echoes, which is basically the valuta, or like the money in this game. And you use that to upgrade and buy stuff. And the inside under it's a pretty interesting thing, let's just say so. You get inside by doing boss battles, gaining knowledge, and you can, the more insight you have, the weirder things get, basically. You can also use insights to buy stuff by the Bath Messenger, as I told you. This gate is basically not... You can't open this gate until the end of the game, so you don't need to think about that at all right now. It's a lot of lore. I almost said vor, but that's not, that would have been weird. I mean, there is kind of vor in this game too. This is a very disgusting game. Right now we can't access this building. There are other stuff inside we're gonna have a look at. But first we need at least one insight. Or we don't need one insight, but we just need to progress out and inside of the world. Now, the information you see here is very nice to look at. Maybe you get some information about some items you want in the future, who knows. Beast Roar is basically an item you can use. The Yosefka's Blood Vial is basically a healing item. Now, the first thing I want you to think of is to turn around and walk back up. You can see the door is closed, but if you pay attention, you can see there is a woman standing here.
Are you out on the hunt? Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yosefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please. This is all that I can do.
But there we go.
Go. And good hunting.
So yeah, if you want to open the door, you can go back there further into the game, but we're not going to focus on that. Basically, I want you to keep an eye on her. Because something will happen to her later. But I'm not going to say anything. So, the werewolf is still there. Basically, now that we have a weapon, we can literally just smash the living poop out of this guy. Let's just go kill him. Let's just get it over with. You've been a bad doggy. Now, you might see that his eyes glowed. Basically, what that means is that he has your blood echoes. And by killing him, you get your blood echoes back. Now, if you die again, those blood echoes will be gone forever. Sometimes there will be small marks on the floor where the blood echoes are, and sometimes enemies will hold them. So yeah, you gotta pay attention to that. Also, one thing you should note, if you die, all the enemies you've killed in an area, or most of them, will respawn. So, be careful. Right here, some Quicksilver bullets. Basically, it's ammo for your weapon. Up in the left corner, you can see. And there's also a red flask. Those are called blood vials. And basically, what you use with those is you heal yourself. Now, we're now outside in Yharnam. Central Yharnam, to be more specific. And this is the main area, or the first area of the game. And it's a pretty cool ass area too. Now there's a gate to the right, as you can see. That's a shortcut you can open. Right here is a guy, your first crazy beast man. Maybe he'll drop something for us, he won't. And by killing enemies, by the way, you get blood vials. No, I mean blood echoes. Right here we'll get on this. And on the side here there are another 2 enemies. A lot of enemies will be lying down. Right now I'm fighting without aiming. That's mainly just because sometimes movement is more smooth when you don't aim. Molotov cocktails are basically Molotov cocktails. You throw them and thing catches on fire and it does a lot of damage, okay? Good. Now you're gonna hear something. The sound like you hear right there comes from about over there, which is where the first boss fight is. So keep attention to that. Here's our first lamp. These are basically checkpoints slash bonfires of this game. If you die, you will now respawn at this lamp. And you can use the lamp to traverse back to the hunter stream, which is what we will be doing. Right here is a guy who's kind of sick.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yharnam has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
Basically, this guy will give you some basic lore.
Pale blood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yharnam lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood. Or so they say. Yharnamites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance.
So, as you might have heard, he told us that if we're interested in pale blood or blood in general, we should go and check out the Healing Church, which is close to the Cathedral Ward. Now, the Cathedral Ward is the second place of the game, and basically once we go through this area, we'll end up there. And Cathedral Ward is basically like the main hub area, kinda-ish. Basically, it leads to a bunch of other areas, and you continue the game by... There's a lot of optional areas in a nutshell that you can go and enjoy yourself in. Now that we're back, the door is finally open, and we can have a look what's inside. As you can see, there's a man in a wheelchair. We're gonna have a talk to him. But first we're gonna have some quick looks. Right here is the storage room. If you have anything... in this game, if you have too many of an item, or if you reach the max, the items you pick up will be transported to the storage room. So should you ever have enough, not have enough, it will go in here. And then if you want some more of it, or have a look, just kind of a look at what you have, you can go back into the storage room and see. Now usually most items will refuel automatically once you transport something from the storage room back to your place if you lack some. But there are some stuff like the Molotov cocktail who doesn't really do that often. Maybe it's a glitch, I don't know, but you should have a heads up. If you miss something, you should probably have a look in the storage room. Maybe you've picked them up earlier. Right here's the workshop. In this place you can fortify weapons, which is basically strengthening them. Right now I don't have any bloodstone shards, which means we can't upgrade them. Bloodstone shards can be retrieved by specific enemies, or it can be picked up at some places. Repair weapons is basically where you repair your weapon. You don't want your weapon to break, so every here and then I recommend you to go here and just have a look, and then leave. That means you leave. This thing is something you don't really need to worry about just yet. There are more stuff you could do here, but for now this is all you got. Now to the left right here, this one is still closed, but the door is now open, so that's lovely. And then we have this old man, but before we talk to him, let's go up here. To escape this dreadful hunter's dream, halt the source of the spreading source of beasts, lest the night carry on forever. Basically, we have to kill the source of this entire problem, and by doing that we can finally escape this dream. Let's go and talk to this old man.
Aha! You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gammon, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it.
So that's what he says. He has some more dialogue.
This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog, should it please you.
So yeah, if you want to, you can have sex with them. I'm just kidding. That's just a kind of a oops for you, like a watch out. That's kind of weird. German is a weirdo. You'll use the doll in a way, in a pleasing way, but not in the pleasing way you think. Let's just say that. Let's just say it. Let's just say it like that. Now that we have shown the inside, we won't be going too much back here for now, at least. Let's go back to Central Yharnam, and it's time we go through the area. Now, Yharnam is a pretty big place, so I won't blame you if you struggle to find your way over. We're gonna take it pretty calm here, right? So now I'm gonna show you every single corner of Yharnam, and it's gonna take some time, so prepare yourself. As soon as we come back, this door is a shortcut we'll be opening during this episode, a very useful shortcut that you might miss sometimes if you don't pay attention. So you got pebbles that are basically, if you want to distract an enemy or aggro him, you throw a pebble at them. You can drop down there, but I'm gonna show you the entire area, which means I won't. Over here are a few more enemies. Just getting to know them is a very smart idea. This is somewhere you'll die a lot if you're new to the game. Let me just tell you that. This ain't an easy place. Now, as you can see, I'm two-handing my weapon. This does not let me use the gun, but when I'm one-handing it like this, I can use my gun. I cannot get the parry out right though, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, if you want to strengthen your weapon or just change the face of it, you go L1 and boom. In R2, it will look like this. It's basically a strong attack, and if you hold R2, you get this little extra, which is pretty cool. So yeah. Now to the left is one hella strong enemy that I don't recommend you facing just yet. But I just want to get done with it by the way. Here's the shortcut. So let's be stupid and fight this dude. If you die, that's completely normal. He's not an easy guy. Now what I did there was a parry. If you shoot while he is attacking in a specific moment, you can parry him. And if you go up to his face and click R1, you can do a riposte. And you can do this insane amount of damage. So I recommend you to practice parry. Basically, the parry moment is when his attack is going towards you. Not when he's preparing for the attack, but when the attack is like on its way. As it's like if someone shoots a gun at you. You don't shoot him when he's aiming at you. You shoot him when he pulls the trigger, if you know what I mean. So once the attack goes towards you, that's when you parry him. There are some weapons I think you can parry no matter what on specific enemies. But yeah. Some enemies have them at least. I don't know if you can get them. What I did right there was a jumping attack. You do that by quickly moving forwards and clicking R2. Just so you know. The first skill check, by the way, here are some unimportant people you can talk to.
Lads, you've come on. Away with you. Now.
So yeah, if you want some fun dialogue and just annoy people, you can go there. Now the first skill check of the game is this bonfire. Okay? You will die forever trying to stop this place. Where there's an item, but voila, there's a zombie guy. I like to think he's a zombie, but he's not, he's just a beast. This game will surprise you a lot. Like for example now. Haha. That's the last surprise from this area. These enemies you better get used to. There are people with fedoras that will shoot guns at you while at the bonfire. Best way personally I would go through the bonfire is by baiting a few enemies at the time instead of just wandering in like some people do. Now that's easier said than done, but it's possible. By the way, you heal with triangle and you shoot with L2. Just so you know, I should probably tell you that a bit earlier. But as you can see, there's more than one guy here. It's a few. So I've added a weapon, a thing to my menu, which you get by clicking the options button. You can still wander around if you want to, which is nice if you want to multitask. I've added the pebble. Now let's throw some pebbles. You can also just kind of go up, but you'll most usually get more than one enemy then. Now, I'm gonna show you a little trick. If you click R1 then L1, this will happen. You can do kind of side attacks, and they're pretty nice sometimes. L1, L1, L1. Now the stock cleaver is the one that's best for this attack, but you sure as hell should use it because it does an insane amount of damage. Let's go aggro a few more of you. Set him on fire real quick. Let's go and kill this guy because he's annoying. He's a gunman. And the closer you are, the more it hurts. Right there's the dog. These are the most annoying beasts ever. I hate them. If you're lucky, you can get them in stupid positions, and they don't do well against guns. So if you can't shoot them, you do it. Let's go kill this gunman. Now that was very close. Almost died, but he missed the shot. That was actually really close. You see, even for me, this is a little bit difficult. So yeah. Let's go pick up some items. If you go over here, you can see this door is being attacked. And on the other side there's a troll. I think that's what it is in English. A troll. And basically what trolls do is they don't really do much. They're big and they hurt a little bit, but you should be doing decently. They don't recoil that well though, so you shouldn't try to stun lock them. That doesn't work. You have to kind of work with the dodging and stuff. But don't worry, I'll show you how to deal with them in 1 second. This item we can't get until we're on the other side. So I think we have everything for now at this area. There is this little thing in the corner, which is called a cold blood dew. Basically, you use it to get blood echoes. So you don't have to worry about losing them, you can kind of get blood echoes when you want them. Now, to the left instantly will be the first bloodstone shards we get. And as I've said, use those to upgrade your weapons. Now let's go kill this troll before, because if you continue and try to ignore him, he will out of nowhere come after you. So I'm gonna use him as an example of parrying. I messed up the parry timing. I messed up the riposte. But you see what I'm doing. As soon as the attack starts coming towards me, I go for the parry. Now, because this weapon is a weapon more specified for the magic, there was torch by the way, I instantly shoot. So as soon as I click L2, instantly comes. While the other weapon has a little more delay. Which makes it a slightly more bigger challenge to riposte and, of course, parry. These crows are not that big of a deal, but in groups they can be annoying as hell, so prepare yourself. up here is the way you go for the first boss, but we're gonna unlock the shortcut. So we're gonna go back up here and through here. Now there's one thing I want to tell you before, because I don't want to tell it while doing it. There are a bunch of cages with dogs here, and as soon as you go, there are 2 specific dogs you want to target that are in the cages, and that's because they will jump out. So you want to kill them as soon as possible. Just look at me first, and you do it yourself afterwards. This one and this one. Now the rest won't, so you don't have to worry about those. There's a little bit of free blood echoes though, so you know, take them if you want them. Now over here is where the shortcut goes. There are 2 directions. You can go up here, there's a little item here. Boss fight is like over there. So let's go over and pick up this cold blood Jew. And let's go back down. Now there are 2 directions, so one down and one over. We want to go this way. This way unlocks a shortcut to the first boss. And we want this shortcut. Trust me. There's a guy right here. Kill him before it's too late. And right here there's an item and a guy in a wheelchair. Now you might think, this guy looks kind of like the guy that gave us the blood contract. Well, he's evil, so kill him. Right here we have some letters for us. When the hunt began, the healing church abandoned us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward, as they burned old Yharnam to the ground on that moonlit night. That's kind of a sign of why they're not big fans of strangers. But here's the second door. You can only open these doors from this side, so that's why I wanted you to take this direction. You can also go up the staircase, which is the shortcut to the first boss, but we're not going to do that just yet. Just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry for that. So yeah, here's the shortcut to the first area. Now we have the backlit lamp. Now, I don't think we have any madman's knowledge, which we don't, so we're not going to go back just yet. Now that we have the shortcut open, we can go down here. And this is basically the other side I told you not to go through. Why do we want to go here, you may ask? Because there are trolls, and they give blood echoes. Now I'm instantly gonna go and kill this guy. Now you can see I'm failing. That's because I'm throwing too early. Now you might think, is that the only way I can kill them? No, don't worry. Ranged attacks dominate. So don't worry. Don't have to work. But I really recommend that you try to parry them. Because parrying will make the game way easier for you. Now let's go back in here and just take a quick peek. Instantly as you come up there will be a guy right here. And there will be a guy right here. Get the cold blood dew. And the blood vials. Now, where we're gonna go, there will be werewolves. 2 werewolves. We want this dead, okay? Death to the werewolves. We hate those bastards. And the problem with these werewolves is that they have full health. By the way, that's what a backstab is. So, that was what I would try to do with the first wolf. If I'm not wrong, they're on the right side, right? Yeah. We're gonna use these Molotovs to burn the shit out of them, because they're weak to fire. Once there's one, you can take a chill. There you go. The first spot is straight ahead. Just so you know. We're not gonna go there just yet. Right here you can jump down to go back to the shortcut area. But we're gonna go this way for now. Just kind of have a quick look. Now there's a to the left and to the right. We want to go here for now. And that's because if we go down here, we can back attack these guys. And die because I'm stupid. I forgot to take over the long range, so that was a little punishment for me. It also has a punishment. And I'm dead. Great job, me. Haha. Yeah, I'm so good at this game. Now this, you're gonna get used to, so don't worry. Me dying is normal. You dying will also be normal. Now this was a stupid mistake of me. Because I'm greedy. And greed is something you'll experience too. Greed in this game, in a nutshell, when you go for hits to try to go for the kill. I went there, got greedy, didn't pay attention to maybe I should dodge, maybe I should walk away. I did not. That's what greed is. You gotta be careful. And I'm just gonna tell you, you'll be punished for being greedy, because Bloodborne has a counter system. That is freaking bullshit in my opinion. Basically, if you attack and they attack you before you attack them, they'll do way more damage. And that's bullshit in my opinion. And I'm dead again. If you don't know, that means I lose all my blood echoes. This is just a great walkthrough, isn't it? You know what? Since we're at it, why don't we have fun with something called game exploits? I've been kind of away, but I literally completed the game last week. Because I'm a trophy hunter, as well as a hunter. So, I'm also gonna get a trophy after this playthrough, because we're going into deep review of every single area. That means I will get all the weapons, which is one of the last trophies I need. Now let's get our fat ass up here again, once more. Because we gotta deal with this guy, just in case. So right there, I used the counter system in my advantage by beating the shit out of him. Let's go kill this guy. Again. Now, I'm just not gonna propose to him because he will die automatically whatsoever. Now, why don't we exploit the shit out of these two bastards? You can see his eyes are glowy, by the way. Now, want to pay attention to the door behind me. First, we're gonna aggro both bastards. We're gonna run down here and exploit them. if they're able to get here. There's one. Now you might see, well, how am I exploiting them? They can't get in here. And that's a great deal. No matter what they do, they can't hit me. Because I'm doing these types of attacks. They'll never get the chance to either. And this is a dick way to do it. But when I'm mad, I exploit this game. And you should too. Why make the game hard? Right there, baby. Give me those sweet ass blood vials. Now let's go back. And I'm gonna show you what we missed. And this time not die. Now this dog just kind of went away. Now let's use their advantage of being really bitchy against pistols to an advantage. So we don't have to worry about them. And that's 2 dead dogs. The third dog should be over here. So, if you shoot them, they fall over. You can walk over, beat the shit out of them. That's a great price. And this is basically where the area with the shortcut was, again. So, the troll is right here, and if you'd ignore him, he would be here and mess with you. So yeah. Don't ignore trolls, because they will troll you. Now we still don't have our Great One's wisdom, but that's fine. We're gonna go get one. Now, we're gonna go directly over right here, and down here. And this is the area a lot of people miss out. First of all, you can look down at the beautiful bonfire, where something I think is a werewolf is burning. You probably won't have a look too much at the details. But holy macaroni, this is a beautiful game. So, pay attention to your surroundings, because this game is very detailed. Got another bloodstone shard. Let's burn this guy. You'll have more of them to deal with anyway, so we might as well just make it easy. These guys have a tendency to drop bloodstone shards. And there'll basically be a skill test. So yeah. Pay attention. These guys are pretty annoying. They have some insane combos, and the counter system will beat the shit out of you if you don't pay attention. I usually go for the parries. Or just punch them down. Let them die of the fall damage, which they won't, by the way. Can we just have a talk about that? Now, we're gonna do a little jumping attack, which is the best thing ever. A lot of damage by a little jump. Isn't that a great offer? Now these are rats. They usually aren't that threatened because they take forever to attack. Usually they'll stand on their 2 feet before attacking. But they have some insane rage, as you can see. So don't underestimate them, like I did. I always do. But I have range 2. So we don't have to worry too much. These have a tendency to drop throwing knives, which are nice in the future. Basically, they're fast attacking stuff that attacks fast. Now this guy is another one of these. Now parrying, I'm not the best at it, even though I've been super good. And he's a great example of me not being good at parrying. Because I usually attack too late. Here we have the hunter armor. And this is why you should be going there, because the only other way to get this armor is if you buy it. And don't. It's good armor, but you'll get better later. You also get the same armor a little later in the game too, so don't worry. Now that we have all we want, we can go back up. Down there somewhere we will be going, so don't worry. That's basically the way to the second boss. Now I need to remember where to go. I think it's to the left side where the staircase is. Yes. So, I'm going to take on the first beast right after we go back to the Hunter's Dream, because we have the shortcut ready. And we do have about the items needed. Now this boss isn't that exploitable. While the second boss is. And I'm going to show you how to exploit him, okay? It has a little bit to do. This boss doesn't really have that much lore. But it's basically just the boss to introduce you to the game. And it's kind of there to just let you know that you're gonna die. Whoa, you scared the shit out of me. Don't do that. I actually like freaked out a little bit because of what the hell was that? So let's go back and heal. This guy will be just not having a good time for a long time, so you can feel bad, there's nothing you can do. So now that we have the armor we want, we're just gonna go over and fight the boss real quick. But first I'm gonna upgrade this weapon, because weapon upgrading is an important factor of this game. Right there, baby. And with the rest of them, we're gonna buy these. As you can see, you can also buy this armor, but after showing you how you can get it for free, you shouldn't be buying it. And a lot of people end up buying it because they don't think they think that's the only way. But there's other ways. So use your money on useful stuff, guys. Let's go back in here and take care of the first boss. The first boss is named the Cleric Beast. It's technically an optional boss, but it's highly recommended. Like, to just do this boss. It will help you a lot with this little experience you get from this boss. Now, I actually sometimes still die to this boss. It's a super easy boss, but sometimes I get greedy and I get killed. The strategy is very simple. Dodge his attacks, get behind his back, and hit him. There's nothing more to it. Just punch him a lot. And you should be fine. Now I'm just gonna speed run up. Speed running is fun. Basically you just run past everything and you don't give a shit. And if you're ever bored or you're fighting a boss, this is what you should be doing. Just kind of run. Now these guys won't follow you in, so don't worry. So let's have a little stroll. Oh hey, look. Now, like I've told you, get behind him. You can also try hit the head. But that's easier said than done. Now he's trying to grab me, so I'm gonna back off. When his arm stands ready to grab you, you move away. That's not a risk worth taking. Now that's a solid head hit. Now let's go punch him. Right now you can see I am not doing so well at dodging, so I'm gonna go back and heal. Ow. Right there I just went for the head, by the way. He's gonna try to double grab you, and that's gonna do a lot of damage. Just don't stand in front of him when he does that. As you can see, I'm kind of sticking to his back, and when I see his arm going in for a hit, I usually try to dodge. Now he's gonna try to grab, so I'm going behind. And now I'm trying to regain some stamina. He's trying to grab again, we're gonna move away. Now this combo is kind of scary actually. So, pay attention. The back hits don't really hurt, so don't worry. But the jump hurts a little. Now he does that, that means basically he's tanking, he's increasing his damage a little bit. So, if he does that, be careful. In a nutshell, stick to his ass. If you see any signs of attack, try to dodge. You can tank some hits, no problem, but don't try attack at the same time then, because the counter system will beat the shit out of you. So by killing him, you get the first badge. And the badges are really nice, because the badges unlocks items for you. Mainly weapons. Other stuff are basically kinda, you obtain them when you get them. So yeah, once we go back, well, as well as that, we'll also get the beckoning bell. You get that after your first boss fight. Now, as you can see, she is standing, and you might wonder why she's standing. If you look up to the right corner at the Eye of Insight, you can see I have 4. She will be visible as soon as you get 1. If you spend them all, go to 0, leave and come back, she will be back at the place, just lying there. Let's go back, just pick this up. This is the old hunter bell, you can call on NPCs with that one.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you, to embolden your sickly spirit.
So, you can use her to upgrade yourself. If you upgrade vitality, your physical defense and health will increase. If you upgrade stamina or endurance, your stamina will increase. As well as physical defense, slow poison resistance, and rapid poison resistance. Strength scales up all weapons with high strength scaling, as well as increasing your right hand attack. Skill increases weapons that scale with skill, as well as increasing your defense, and every here and there your right hand weapon attack. Blood Tinge is mainly used for specific weapons later in the game that scales with it, and as well as that, it also scales with guns. All of these 3 are, or 4. Arcane is basically magic. The higher you have, the more accessibility to the different magic spells you get in the future. Yeah. All of these are basically barriers to the weapons you can pick up. For now, I'm going to increase strength and health because there's a weapon in the future that I want to have. And the demands are 16 strength and I think 10 skill. So I have what I need. Some weapons have demands for these that you have to have this amount of strength to carry it. For example, a good example is my hunter axe. If I want to carry this, I need to have at least 9 strength and 8 dexterity. If you go over here, we can see my future babe, the Kirkhammer. It has 16 strength and 10 dexterity requirements. Now I have fulfilled both, meaning when I get the money, I can get it. Right now, I'm slightly away from getting it. But we can sell stuff. We don't really have use for this. This is basically the one of the worst armors in the game, so you don't need to worry about those. No, don't do that. I'm not stupid. Let's get the Kirkhammer. And there you go. Now, if this isn't the most badass weapon you haven't seen in your life, then I don't know. This one scales with strength and is super OP. And I'm going to be using this for most of the game. Maybe I'll switch it out later, who knows. This is a mainly strength scaling weapon, as you can see. It also scales with the dexterity and arcane. It has C scaling for now, but when I upgrade it, the scaling will be better. And I think it ends on A scaling, which means the more strength you have, the way better this thing gets. So we're gonna focus a lot on strength, which will be our little build. Now, let's go and have a look at the second boss. And the second boss has some interesting lore too, by the way. And we're gonna have a look at that. So far we don't have too much lore in this. Yharnam has a lot of lore, but it's mainly for stuff happening later in the game. For you who don't know, lore is kinda hard to find in this game. Meaning, if you want to know what the hell is going on, you gotta pay attention. All item descriptions have information. So read item descriptions, you nerd. Get that insight. Now, the Kirkhammer has this little chill sword, which is pretty cool. And I can put the hammer in and get even cooler. So yeah, awesome. Now let's go and kill the doggies again. Like I always say, as soon as you go there, kill the 2 dogs that can escape. Doggy 1 and doggy 2. But this time, instead of going to the shortcut and back, we're gonna continue. There will be another dog here, by the way. This weapon is also very quick, so you don't have to worry about the dogs too much. Now you're gonna get a little bit of lore right here, or like information.
You're a hunter, aren't you? Well, do you know of any safe places?
We're not gonna talk to her just yet because we have nothing to offer. But keep her in the back head for now. There's some more lore, but first I'm going to go and kill this guy. Because he's kinda scary. So, a lot of people won't really see it, but there is a little window. And there's a lot of stuff you can get here, which is why we're gonna go. Let's go in here, and you're gonna meet your first kinda important NPC that has a storyline.
Oh, a hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter.
You get the Bolt Hunter's Mark, which is basically used to teleport back to the last lamp you used.
Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts. No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves.
Now we get the Shake Off Cape, which is like the most badass emote. If you left click the mid pad on the PlayStation controller, you can get up the gestures. We're gonna get rid of point forward and take the Shake Off Cape. Hehe.
What are you still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
So, she has nothing more, but now we have activated her storyline. She has a really badass weapon you can get. If you want to, you can kill her right now, but to get the weapon as soon as you will, if you want to start off your gameplay with it. But I wouldn't do that, because she's pretty cool. She has an interesting storyline. Now we're gonna cut down these bastards. One of them contains bloodstone shards, and the other one contains a weapon. I don't want to fall down, so I'm gonna take it careful. See if there's anything else. No. I'm gonna fall down right here. Now this guy has his back turned, so why don't we just give him a quick welcome? Boom. Lovely. There's another shooter over here. There was another shooter over here. And on the other side there's another bad boy. A lot of blood. Just give me 1 second. Hell yeah, I'm just doing a quick walkthrough, by the way. So yeah, after you've done this, let's go drop down to the first thing. And as soon as you're here, there will be rats. So let's just go massacre them. We don't want to mess with those guys. I'm just gonna fix the thing. Okay. Over here, we'll get our first interesting item that is nice for the future. Ow, ow, ow. Stop. No. Oh no, don't kill me, please. I didn't pay attention. Now we have our first new weapon. The saw spear. If you want to use it, you can obviously use it. It is basically the saw cleaver, but a little bit worse. Now there is this little place right here, you can see, where there's people. And the reason I'm just gonna run past this place is because I hate this place. So we're gonna run back here. And this time drop down on this position. He kind of jumped down like an idiot, so we don't need to worry about him. I got the bloodstone shards. Lovely. Let's go kill this guy. And we're just gonna continue down. There's nothing really important. There's an item there, nothing big, so you don't. If you want to, you can go and jump down, but you'll probably die like a billion times. Trust me, I hate that place for obvious reasons. Now these guys aren't really good at range. So we're gonna use that as an advantage. Boom. I think that one's still alive too. Yeah. He was alive. These enemies are mainly dangerous if you underestimate them, so don't. If they scare me, they should scare you. So if you have the Hunter's Axe, you should use it, because it will help you. For obvious reasons. Now it's gonna we're gonna get some more crows in the picture. Just gonna deal with them real quick. To the right, right here, there will be some more bloodstone shards. And now we're gonna do a little sprint. Over there's a pig, and we're gonna kill it. And I recommend you just sprint right at it. Because if not, it will charge you and kill you. Get behind, go for the backstab, and enjoy the feeling, I guess. Mmm. Tasty. They drop pretty decent amount of blood echoes, so you know they're worth it. And you get the Saw Hunter badge, which is basically you chose a weapon in the beginning of the game, now you can buy the rest, so you don't have to worry about that. That attack is something you'll need again in the DLC, just trust me, you're gonna hate it. There we go. Let's go back and get some lore done, now that the area is cleared. Over here is a little bit of lore for the next boss. And yeah, I'm not gonna say any more for now. We're just gonna I'm going to do some small spoil stuff, but for now let's just not spoil anything. Let's give you a little idea of what's gonna happen, basically. They will always drop pebbles every here and there, get more knowledge. And we're gonna meet the first troll with a bigger thing than a little brick. Let's just say it like that. He's got stuff. He's got a big thing. Ah, my humor. Beat the poop out of him. This is why you go to the toilet. Over there's another random guy. You can talk to him if you want. He doesn't really say anything big. He's kind of just insulting you. Most people here are insulting you. Right here's a little shortcut, by the way. They'll probably never use. And, yeah. Right here. There's a window. Why don't we have a little chat?
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter? And maybe it's where you look for my mum. Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him. But now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared.
Now we can refuse if you're an idiot, but if you want to continue the storyline and get an item, you click this.
Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box. It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
Now, the item we just got is a very important item if you want to make the next boss easier for you. So she wants us to find his dad. And she forgot the tiny music box that she plays when their dad forgets about them. Now, their dad is called Gascoigne, and he's a hunter. When he goes out on a hunt, he easily gets a little into it, to say the least. And he forgets everything and treats everyone as a beast in a nutshell. Now, his mom went to find him because he never came back. And she forgot the tiny music box to remember him. And I think you know where this is going. So I'm not going to say more for now. Now that's the funnest thing to see ever. Watching him hurt himself. Self-harm, I guess. Now, if you'd come from the ladder next to the hole where I meant to run after the pig, you'd end up here and you'd have to fight these guys and that boulder thing. But since we came from the backside, they kind of run, he set it on fire, kill all these guys, and then almost kill himself. Right here is a little checkpoint. Now, I want to try this boss first attempt. This is the last thing with this area. So we might as well just finish it. For now, I'm gonna activate it though, so if I die, I can go right back. But let's have a quick try on this boss. See what we can do. So to the right, there are two of these guys. I'm not gonna mess with them, because I want to fight the boss. The thing there is bolt hunters marks that are not that important for now. They're technically, you can use them to get back to the lamp, but for now you won't really need them. Unless you cower out of this boss fight, of course. So you might see some dead guys. As soon as you enter this room, a cutscene will happen. Now I'm gonna see, I try to see if I can find him, but I can't see him, so let's just do it.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
See, yeah, he's not doing so well. And this boss is hard as hell if you're new to the game. Now, the little tiny music box you can equip, and you can do this. So we can exploit the living shit out of him. So this boss basically forces you to adapt to the fast-paced game. So if you beat this boss and don't quit the game, the rest of the game should be pretty easy for you. Nah, I'm just kidding. The game's still hard, but you'll have the pacing. So it kind of teaches you how to play the game. The last boss basically helps you with the fast bosses, and this guy helps you with the pacing of the game. Now he has one of the most exploitable battles ever. So yeah, pay attention to that. What I'm doing is one of the most legit ones. Now this is the scary part. Now I'm gonna do another exploit because I'm a coward. If you go here, you can temporarily exploit the living shit out of him. Now, I'm probably gonna die. No, the TV is trying to turn itself off. Son of an idiot. Now I'm gonna exploit. I don't want to do this. I don't care. You can do this to exploit him. I've already done this boss and I don't want to do it again because I play at a different pace. Die! Legit! There we go. I totally did not cheat in any way. Basically, don't do this if you're new to the game, okay? I'm only doing it because I haven't upgraded this weapon, which means I do no damage. If you're new to the game, I recommend you... I didn't even tell. Wow, what a great walkthrough, guys. In a nutshell... What a great walkthrough, I didn't tell you anything. In a nutshell, you just dodge his attacks, be on your toes, hit once or twice, don't go greedy. When he turns into a beast, you're gonna have hell. Molotovs and the tiny music box. The tiny music box will only work once when it turns into a beast, so switch it out afterwards. Now, I only had 2 Molotov cocktails, which is also one of the reasons I went to exploit him. Molotov cocktails do insane of damage to all beasts. All beasts are very weak against Molotov cocktails. pay attention to that. What I did was I exploited his AI. I ran up, ran past him, and before he came down the stairs, I ran over on the other side of these. Now, his AI will just make him stand here. And I used that as an advantage. That was a dick move. I should have done this the real way, like a badass. But I'm a coward. If you are a coward, you can also do that. But I highly recommend you try to do this at least once legit. I have already beat him legit once. I could do it again, of course, but then I would need to upgrade my weapon back to where it was and a little more health. That would be nice. So yeah. Really sorry for making that stupid. Now, there's a woman here. Wearing a red jeweled brooch. Yeah. That kind of sucks. But I don't think we're gonna have to think more about that for now. Let's go and see what's after this little gate. We're almost done with Yharnam. And during the cathedral ward, we'll be going slightly back to this place for some lore reasons. But that's basically it. We're everything else except for lore, we're basically done with this place. The reason I'm ending it now is because this is probably like 3 hours long too, so pretty big. Right here is a chest. And we get a blood gem workshop tool, which is something we'll have a look at afterwards in the cathedral ward, which is where we will be now. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of me showing you everything there is to an area. I hope you enjoyed this very long episode, and next week I will go through the entirety of Cathedral... No, I'm just kidding. I will go through the entirety of Old Yharnam, which is an optional area that I highly recommend you to go through. Of course, I will show you the basic beginning of the Cathedral War, but not the major part of Cathedral War, because that's obviously a different episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see all of you guys in a future episode. Tell me in the comments if there's something you want me to do differently, and I hope you all enjoyed. Have a fantastic day. Goodbye.